Konnichiwa. Right, PHAT company is good, but they have an issue of having delayed releases. So much so that I did buy Kanao Suyuri from Demon Slayer. It took more than a year to arrive, and when she was released, the figure was nice and all, don't get me wrong, but the price tanked. In fact, just on this topic, tanking of prices of figures that's been seeing for the past year, I guess. It's one of those worrying things depending on which side of the fence you are. If you are into buying your figures to make them as an investment so that you can sell them in the future, probably now is not the right time to sell them. Although, I just wondered if the pre-owned section at AmiAmi for the past 6 months had been great. It's because people wanting to, I don't know, it's a post-COVID thing where the finances of collectors have been quite bad. People just want to get rid of their stuff. I mean, coming back to rare grill figures, like when I first collected stuff, things like the Ryuko Matoi Bunny was so rare, and now you have it in the pre-owned section of AmiAmi. Might cost a bomb, but she's there. So you can easily look for grills these days. And then with the tanking of prices, a lot of people don't want to pre-order stuff anymore because it's kind of pointless, because you have seen, give it a month or few weeks after something that's being released. You have it in the pre-owned section, or even in the shop, they are still selling it, but at a reduced price. Yes, Ayakashi Triangle. Apparently this is an ecchi series and quite popular. I can't remember who Clementine is from Overlord. Yes, I think I remember her from season 2. So we've got Licorice Recoil, I guess in Mufti. Yeah, it's quite interesting. For example, if it wasn't for the fact that the issues with potential delays with stuff made by PHAT, I mean, they actually had apologized. They issued statements saying due to problems at the factories and staffing issues from COVID. And this is not a new thing for other makers, because one issue is, other than the one that I've been mentioning about tanking of prices, another issue is this delay thing. So if there's a problem with staff at factories, be worried that if they can't meet the demand of figures, they will not be able to make as many, because you will find that when you pre-order stuff at AmiAmi, it will say, depending on the manufacturer, it will say that due to possibility of stuff not being made enough, it'll be on a first come first serve basis. So with that argument, then you could go like, dang, so I still have to pre-order stuff there. But it depends on the makers though. The KDColle collection is quite nice. The ones I've got so far would be like variations of designs on a well-known character. For example, like the swimsuit beachwear range for Konosuba, for example. And especially when a lot of anime IP / manga IP, KDColle being one of the biggest publishing companies out there, they would have, I guess, first dip in having characters designed. Oh yes, there's going to be the 10th anniversary dress version of an interesting and nice to see finally when they do this design. They're going to hopefully do this all together at the same time, because when they did the so-called Oiran version, and the only Oiran was actually darkness, and everybody else was just wearing a box standard kimono or kimono inspired skimpy costume. But yeah, wow, 2 Riases. 15th anniversary version goes to show how long they've been around for. Ara Himejima Kino, the original Ara. That post is enough to send people to, yes, the hospital. Anyway, that's very nice. It'd be nice if they had one of Takina as well. 10th anniversary of what? How many albedos are we gonna get? The one that I have, it is a very nice one. I still have a number. I've got a bunch of albedos that I need to sort out. And this is another one, ubiquitous girl from anime, Sakurajima Mai, and it's not bad, at least something different. Yes, this is an example of a mixture of modern like armor or weaponry imbued with Japanese sensibilities. But this one's purely Japanese, I get, because it's got just a sword. But the armor still looks relatively modern despite being inspired by samurai. Hobbymax does the Radio Eva figures, so it looks like they're going to make another one, part 3. I've got part 1 and part 2. I'm happy to not buy anymore. And Azulane. Again, battleships added with each other. Stronger is really a good brand. I have a Hatsune Miku figure of by Stronger, but they're really good. Really good sculpt, really good poses. This looks really nice. Interesting to see that you get the ships that's like probably from France, and she's the one doing, with all this backdrop, the sword and that's a kimono being pulled down. This may well be something to consider. This is by Yomo, the artist for Gambari Doki-chan. Bochi the Rock. So it looks like Goto Hitori is going to have a few more figures. This one's a scale, but this one isn't. I do hope it looks better when it's painted. Not too sure what they'll have on the base because it looks pretty awkward to me. And another Marin Kitagawa. I can't remember whether there was a night pool version of her. And this is so cute and so good. This would make do if I can't find any of the old Ryukomato figures. So this and the Kiryuin and Makubanis, I'm gonna die. So this is the Tokito ANIPLEX version. As you can see, it looks really good. Perhaps we'll get to see the Bandai version later on. There you go. It's not shipping anymore. I mean, it's pretty obvious if you've watched this. It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen in the second season though. And yes, take my money. And this is Chisato in a Hawaiian getup from the ending of the final episode. Not too sure whether there'll be one of Takina or not. And hello Albedo again. Now, Union Creative is a bit hit and miss. Unfortunately, quite a lot of them are non-skill. If I'm not mistaken, they actually venture both sides. So on one hand, you get characters like this, like, what the hell? And yet on the other, they'll have, just a box standard. Why does it feel like I'm looking at the SkyTube list? Let's quickly have a look at NEX. This looks quite nice, although I do not know who she is. Yes, this is from Railgun, and this is actual cloth. And this is Entoma from Overlord. This is from that Ecchi series going to be out in the winter 2024. Now, Aspire is by Sega. So you think Sega would only make prize figures, they make other stuff as well. So if you can imagine, like, say, a design like this would mean the figure would have all these things. As you can see, I've seen more complex Aspire characters, like the one where Deku fights Stain, for example. They look just as complex as a third-party resin figure would look like. Oh, that looks interesting. That's Denji versus Katana Man. That looks quite good, actually. Hello, this is Marin Kitagawa from that famous Love Hotel episode. Now, this is the Sepia version. It's available for pre-order at the moment, so if you were to go to AmiAmi. So that was in a nutshell what the WONFES 2023 looked like. Thanks for listening to my drivel and hope to see you soon. Mata tode minasan.